I close the front door for us, so I drop a fireball. Is Pappy Van Winkle the best bourbon made? No. Is it the best marketed bourbon? Absolutely. Oh, hell, I got lots of opinions. Sometimes you want to dance, you gotta pay the band. 20 years ago, Applebee's was seen as a local restaurant because your friends work there.
We're here in sunny Ohio, birthplace of industry, about to interview Joe Head, co-owner of the estimable Century Bar, really awesome bourbon bar that Lauren and I cut our teeth on. Stay tuned for some good stuff. So I'm here with Joe Head, co-owner of Century Bar in downtown Dayton, Ohio. Why bartending?
I started bartending in college and started making a lot of money and meeting a lot of pretty girls. And when I came home from school, I just didn't know what I was going to do. So February 1st of '98, I started working here one day a week, happy hour bartending on Saturdays. And 19 years later, almost, I'm a co-owner. So from 1909 to 1913, this was Keddy & Sons Whiskey Company. They didn't make the whiskey here in Dayton, they made the whiskey up in Springfield. Dayton and Springfield at that time were like-sized cities, but Dayton just had a better transit system, better railroad system. We could just move products out of Dayton. So the whiskey was made up in the farms in Springfield that was sold out of downtown Dayton. The flood of 1913 comes and destroys downtown Dayton. 13 foot of water was up. The 5 blocks that we're in caught on fire while the water was up, so we were considered fire blocks districts when we were rebuilt in 1916. But Prohibition gets its start in Ohio. Keddy sees temperance. The first temperance movement was in Hillsborough, Ohio. Carrie Nation was from Ohio. So he sees it coming. So rather than stay in the whiskey business, he goes across the street and owns a candy store. So this building was rebuilt in 1916. And then in 1930s, we found menus in the back wall. There was Frank Steffen Corporation, a coffee shop for men. So we've been a functional bar since the 30s. 1938, they bring in the gorgeous back bar that we're famous for up here. It's been here in Dayton since 1938. It came from Cincinnati. We've been the Century since '42. My business partner's owned the bar for 21 years, and I've been a part of it for 19. Now we have 375 whiskeys open tonight, 167 bourbons. So we certainly have more whiskey and bourbon than any other bar in Ohio. There's truthfully nothing more American than bourbon. We were distilling spirits before we were playing baseball or eating apple pie. And this is the one true American thing. You know, to be a bourbon can be made anywhere in the United States. It has to be 51% corn. It can't be distilled any bigger than 160 proof. It can't go into a barrel any bigger than 125 proof. It has to be charred. It has to be aged in new, charred, white American oak barrels. Now it could be 5 seconds and 5 feet. That might not taste very good, but would have met all criteria to become a bourbon. If you want to put straight bourbon on your label, it has to be 2 years old. If your bourbon's over 4 years old, you don't have to put an age statement on it. So age statement was 4 years old. So certainly today we see 4 years old as kind of the benchmark. I tell people all the time, bourbon is America. We took something from somewhere else, we brought it here, we regulated the hell out of it, we taxed the shit out of it, we made it bigger, bolder, and better. So there's 13 operating distilleries and 9 companies in Kentucky making bourbon today, and there's 250 different labels. So, you know, for me it's maturation. What they do when it's in the barrel, how they mature it. Is it in a metal clad house, a wooden house, a brick house? That's where it matters, you know. Baker's, Booker's, Knob Creek, and White Label Jim Beam are all the same bourbon. Right. They're aged and proofed out differently. They're stored in different parts of the houses. So for me, the true genius in whiskey is the maturation process. And you know, sometimes you want to dance, you gotta pay the band. I close the front door for us, so I drop a fireball. I go to barber college, do anything other than in this business. It's just not what I believe in. So, hell, I got lots of opinions. Is Pappy Van Winkle the best bourbon made? No. Is it the best marketed bourbon? Absolutely. He died in 1964. Pappy Van Winkle bourbon comes out in 1983. From 83 to 87, it's from Boone Distillery in Kentucky, and it's green glass, and it's a rye-based bourbon. It doesn't become a weeder that we know today until 87. Stilton closes in 91. Every bit of Pappy Van Winkle today is sourced from Buffalo Trace. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good whiskey, but it's just, is it the best whiskey in the world? And as little as 5 years ago, we could go to Kentucky right now, buy a bottle of it. It was covered in dirt. I couldn't sell it. No one really bought it. Yeah. Somebody went on the internet. 20 years ago, Applebee's was seen as a local restaurant because your friends work there. once upon a time in America, our grains moved when the wind blew. Now today the GMOs, pollution, the oak was so much older. Oak hadn't been tainted with pollution. The water sources were better. There's all these little things. I don't think you can contribute any one thing. I think it's all of them just in a nice mix that really change the way whiskey tastes. Old whiskey tastes different. I mean, you can get anything bottled from 89 back, just has a different muskiness to it and a sweetness. And I also contribute that to, like, there's a time when Jim Beam only made Jim Beam. In Ancient Age, what's today's Buffalo Trace, they only made Ancient Age. So all those cherry barrels, all those rare barrels went into their big mass dumps for that bourbon. Now today, we know damn good and well that they're taking those cherry barrels out of the white label Jim Beam and Ancient Age, and they're moving it onto the line for the more premium bourbons. So what suffers? That everyday bourbon.
Right.
So it's a completely different whiskey. When you drink old whiskey, it just tastes different, smells different. If you've had it, you know what I'm talking about. No, there's no right or wrong way to drink bourbon. We just want you to keep drinking it. Elmer T. Lee drank his bourbon every night on the rocks to 7 Up. Elmer can drink it that way. You can drink it any way you want.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.